Hello, 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 everyone. How are you today? Happy Sunday. Just pulling things up. Hi. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Welcome to Therapeutic Wisdom from the Akash. I'm so excited to have you all here. Please say hello if you are hopping on. Just so you know, if you are watching this from Emerge Healing and Wellness or another group, please know that I will not see your comments unless you jump over to Awoken TV. So make sure you jump over to Awoken. The last few times that I've gone live, we've been doing more interactive sessions together. So it can be helpful to watch this on Awoken TV so that you can ask live and I can answer live. We're going to be doing a lot of tapping today. Yay. Hi, Barbara. So good to see you. So I'm just going to share this out. So if there's anybody you know that could really benefit from a good tapping session, send this over to them. And I'm just going to share this out to a couple groups while I wait for you guys to hop on. Hi, Kathy. How are you, gorgeous? I miss you. Okay. Oopsies, wrong spot. Just a couple more shares. Good to be here. Yes. I appreciate you guys tuning in on a weekend too. I've been going live a lot this weekend. I'm so proud of myself. I'm such a big girl. What have you guys been up to this weekend? Has anybody been feeling this new moon energy? There's a new moon in Capricorn that's coming up on the 13th at like 12:02 a.m. Eastern or something. And we're already feeling it. And wow, do I feel it. I mean, seriously. I typically feel them some, it kind of depends on the moon and whether it's full, whether it's new, and what sign it's in. But wow, this one is quite the doozy. So let me know if you guys are having any feelings about this one. I know I am. All right, one more share out and then we're going to chat here. Okay, cool. And it looks like I can see comments, so I don't have to keep this phone open staring at that because I want to pay full attention to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Are any of you new to Awoken TV? If you are new to Awoken TV, welcome. Welcome back. If you've been here before, you can go to www.awoken.tv or the App Store to check out Awoken. There's conscious filmmakers, light workers, and other healers who are here to assist you on your spiritual and metaphysical journey. There's films, there's other shows like this, there's coursework, etc. So it's a beautiful hub for all of your spiritual and metaphysical needs. So check that out. My name is Laura Mazzotta, and I am an Akashic Healer and teacher. I've also been a therapist for almost 20 years, and I guide mission-driven souls to enliven and sharpen their spiritual gifts so they can ignite a passionate six-figure business. And I say mission driven because I help people who are not just about healing. It's not just about, oh, I just need to heal myself because I want to feel better, but also because you see that greater vision. You see that greater mission of how this ripple effect impacts other people and reaches more than just you. Knowing that as you shift your vibrational field, you shift those around you without even having to do anything. You're a moon child. Okay. So, right there with you, my friend. Do you follow Moon Omens on Instagram? If you're on Instagram, Barbara, they're wonderful. In fact, they have a membership group, $11.11 a month, totally affordable. And you get the journals and the, what's it called? Meditations a few days before the moon so that you have it for that whole time that the energy is present. And they're just lovely people. And I love their energy. So check them out if you haven't already. But I thought it was really fitting, given how powerful the energy is around this new moon right now, to clear and release a lot of those limiting beliefs and those past stories that have been coming up in our lives that have gotten in the way of us moving more into our sovereignty, into a better version of ourselves. Okay. And that's what this moon is about. This new moon is all about like leaving behind the outdated versions of us, those outdated belief systems and outdated visions that we used to have, outdated agendas, or I guess visions is really the best word, right? Of what we want to bring forward or see for ourselves in our lives. Okay. And so we have the opportunity to open up a lot more space to be able to step further into this new version of us. So, what better time to do it than right now to release all of this baggage or limiting beliefs or outdated systems of thinking that have interfered or held us back from where we're going. Because when we have lunar energy or cosmic energy on our side, it assists us with ushering these beliefs and negative thinking through our energy field in a much easier way, right? It ushers it forward with ease. And so it's great to take advantage of these lunar opportunities and these cosmic opportunities so that we don't have to work so hard. We don't have to rack our brains so much. Okay. All right. So does anybody have Capricorn in their birth chart anywhere? Because this is a new moon in Capricorn. So it can be helpful to know where it is in your birth chart to identify how this new moon is going to impact you. Okay. So today we're going to be doing some tapping, like I said, to release beliefs. And tapping, I've spoken about it before, and some of you may also be watching some of the other shows on Awoken TV. And I know there's a tapping show as well. So if you've seen that one, you can definitely let me know what the differences are, what resonates, what doesn't resonate, because there's a different way to do tapping for each and every person. You don't have to do it exactly the way I do it. You don't have to use all of the tapping points I do. And some people kind of don't like the release statements of tapping, but they like the affirmations, because when you tap, which is also called EFT, emotional freedom technique, which is an energy psychology technique that taps on those acupressure points, the same ones as acupuncture, that connects to the energetic nodes that all lead into our governing energy meridian that runs up and down our spine. So when we access these nodes with EFT or tapping, we are shaking up and activating that energy that's within our governing meridian. So what that does is it's going to give us a systemic effect of accessing those areas or pockets within our physical bodies or our energy field that may be stuck, that may have been stuck there for a while, that may have been kind of lodged, okay? And we allow these to kind of come up free form. And when we do that, we can feel emotional. We can feel frustrated. We can feel angry, or we can have other thoughts or ideas pop up into our head. And that's all normal and that's all good, because it's coming up and being shifted because it wants to be released. Nothing wants to get stuck within us. That's toxic energy, right? That's the kind of thing that leads to illness or mental health difficulties or dis-ease of some kind. So this kind of tool is extremely preventive for people who are really steeped in a lot of stress or physical illness. I recommend tapping 3 to 5 times a day. And for those who just want this as a maintenance practice, once a week is good. Or if you're somebody who has kind of in the middle symptoms, 1 to 2 times a day, 1 to 2 times, 1 to 2 times a week works. Okay. A couple times a week. So you can use this in lots of different ways. And if you followed Brad Yates or Nick Ortner or Jessica Ortner, they also have YouTube channels with free tappings on them for pretty much anything you can imagine. So you can always go to YouTube and check those out so that you make sure that you can stick with this practice and be consistent. Okay. This is a beautiful way to rewire our belief systems and our stories and our nervous systems. So with EFT, we always start with the karate chop point, which is right between the end of your pinky and your wrist. You can tap with 1, 2, 3, or 4 fingers, and you can go as lightly or as firmly as you'd like. I tend to be an aggressive tapper, but that's because I've done it for so long and I'm like, yeah, let's break it up, right? Yes, Barbara, I will share a link with you for sure. I'll put it here in the comments when I'm done. I was born on the cusp, but not sure of my birth chart. Okay, Caprice. So yeah, check it out, look it up. And I don't know if you're in I have a group for integrating healthcare professional, or integrating healthcare and energy healing. So if you're in the field of healthcare in any way, even if it's massage therapy or reflexology, you can join that group. And I'm going to be doing a live there to teach people how to learn to read their birth chart. So that's something you can jump into if you'd like. All right, I'm just going to take a sip of water. So as I tap on this initial point, we are going to repeat the statements that I speak after me. And then when we enter into the actual tapping points, I'm going to be repeating statements that you can repeat after me. And this first round is going to be more releasing of what no longer serves us. And then after you get to the point just intuitively where you feel like, okay, I'm done releasing this, then you go through a set of affirmations or mantras to internalize a new belief system. Okay. So I want you guys to start thinking about what belief systems or emotions or ways of thinking you've been stuck in lately that you feel you would like to release. A lot of people only look at the new moon as setting intentions. I happen to appreciate releasing and setting intentions on the new moon and not just releasing on the full moon. So I release twice a month. I don't think we can ever go wrong with releasing extra, right? The universe knows that we are really committed to these practices and to ourselves when we dive into it at this level. So that's why I thought, let's do some releasing. And then when you guys set the intentions on the new moon on the 13th, you're going to have a nice cleaner slate. You're going to have more space created to be able to have these intentions come to pass. Okay. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad, Pamela. Thanks for being here, honey. Chris, may I ask if you can tap the edges of the hands together versus tap with the fingers? For some reason that feels right. Then do it. Absolutely. And I'm so happy that you shared that, because that's the kind of thing that people shy away from. They think, oh my gosh, okay, I have to be a good girl and like tap exactly how she tells me to tap. No, go like this. Absolutely. Follow what feels intuitively like it fits with your energy field, like you said. And those are the kinds of tweaks that we can make for ourselves with any healing modality that really empower us, because it gives us a chance to figure out what feels good for my energy. And that's how people create new modalities, my friend. You're like, okay, let me try it this way. And then you might experiment with something else later and come up with a whole new tapping structure that you can introduce to the world. So that's how it can be really exciting to dive into this stuff with our own energetic blueprint and unique geometric patterns that exist at a molecular level to create something that's unique to us. Okay? All right. So, what do you guys have for me? Let me know what you want me to clear, what's coming up. The more details you give me, the more accurate and on point the tapping's going to be. I just download the tappings intuitively from the space of the Akashic records. So I kind of allow them to guide me based on what you bring forward. So let me know. And as you guys are typing, I'm just going to share a couple other tips about tapping. So one is, when you're doing this on your own, you can write out automatic writing, just anything that's on your mind, or if you're feeling frustrated and you pull that feeling up, let yourself just write automatically. Anything that comes to mind. Don't think about the sentences and how grammatically correct they are, whether they link to the next sentence and there's a nice transition between paragraphs. Who cares? Just write, okay? Because when we automatic write, it really brings forward our subconscious thoughts, okay? So you're going to do that. And then you'll have the information that you can use to fuel your tapping statements, okay? And what's also helpful is to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being I feel fabulous and 1 being I feel like crap, okay? And then after you do your tapping sequence, you can tune in again to see, where am I on that scale of 1 to 10? Do I need to go deeper? Do I need to tap more? Or am I good? Okay, so it's a good gauge to assist yourself with. Okay, so you don't see anything popping up yet, but there is a 20 to 30 second delay on Facebook. There we go. Okay, cool. Let me just grab something to jot these down so that I stay focused. Putting something into tangible form always helps me. Do you guys find that as well? Okay, so Barbara says, trusting this process, I'm open to your direction. Doubt, old beliefs, anything that blocks me from the greatest good. Thank you, my friend. Mary, thank you for being here, honey. So good to see you. Sending you love and a giant hug. Anger, yeah. Frustration that it's taking me so long to get where I want to be. It's really that concept of time. Okay, so we're going to start tapping on these two. And if you guys have anything that's coming forward in the meantime, please feel free to put them in the comments. Also, oh, you're welcome, honey. Fear of rejection. Everybody's been meeting with Joshua lately, Kathy. Kathy's part of my certification program, so is Mary. And Josh was awesome. I love him. Fear of rejection. These are great ones, guys. Thank you. I love that you're setting these intentions to release before the full moon. Beautiful. Ready to jump timelines. Yes, my friend. Woohoo! Ready to jump timelines. You are ready. I love that so much. The Akashic records are waiting for you. All right. And then Caprice. I'm just going to write this down really quickly because sometimes they scroll up and then I lose them and I don't have access to them. Resistance. Oh, I love this so much. My word for 2021, Caprice, is presence. So I'm right there with you. To being mindful and present and in pause. Yes. I appreciate this. This is going to help me too. Times the belief that I need to be paying attention to my surroundings to be safe, yeah, or not be wrong takes over the being. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm glad I wrote these down because I would get lost. Okay. Thanks, guys. I love this. I honor you guys so deeply for bringing all of this up. Beautiful. Okay. So let's do it. We always start with a few deep breaths because 3 deep breaths is the minimum amount of breaths required to activate our parasympathetic nervous system and our relaxation response. All right, so everybody close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Make sure your exhale is longer than your inhale, releasing what no longer serves you. Another deep breath in all the way to the base of your spine, pausing at the top, and slowly release. Make sure you tuck your tailbone and tuck your chin to really straighten that spine. Get that energy flowing in a nice smooth channel. Another deep breath in, expanding your heart space. And after a slow exhale, I want you to pause at the bottom of the breath. This is an exercise that cultivates patience for ourselves and allows us to sit in that pause that Caprice was talking about. And now just continue to breathe slowly and deeply at a pace that's comfortable for you. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. And now I want you to identify when you're thinking about what you want to release on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? And you guys can do whatever you want. You can do that 10 is I'm feeling immensely stressed, or 10 is I'm feeling immensely amazing, whatever feels right to you. But definitely pick a rating for yourself so that you can have a gauge for when we're done with this tapping sequence. Oh, Pamela, you're in my integrating healthcare and energy healing group. So stay tuned because I'm hoping this week I can do a live in that group on taking you through your birth chart. So you can join me, okay, friend? And we can play. All right, so we're going to start with Barbara's here. This idea of doubt, old beliefs, wanting to work toward. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Holding yourself accountable. Good. I love that. Put it in the comments, guys. Love that. Anything that blocks you from the greatest good. Okay, so this is really good. We're going to start tapping now. Deep breath in. Hi, Jolie. You're just in time. We're just starting our tapping. So you're going to repeat after me, okay? All of this doubt, even with all of this doubt, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm riddled with old beliefs, I know it's in my power to choose new ones. Even though I can get stuck in patterns that seem so familiar, I know that it's safe to step outside of my comfort zone. Take a deep breath here. And we're going to go through the tapping points and repeat after me. All of this doubt, I just don't fully trust myself or the universe. And then I get frustrated that I get stuck in these old ways of thinking and these subconscious patterns that seem to come up out of nowhere. I know that my intentions are for the greater good. I know how much love I have in my heart. And I choose to tap into this love now. I choose to allow it to expand, knowing that my capacity for love can always grow, that it's safe to expand my capacity to love myself, others, and the world. Love is the highest vibration. And as I connect to this, all of the old beliefs and doubts just fall away. I choose to remind myself of this now, that love is always awaiting me. All I have to do is call it forward and allow myself to really deeply feel it. As I do this, it will be palpable to others as well, which will be palpable to even more than those others. This is how I serve the greater good. This is how I traverse timelines with ease. Take a deep breath here and keep tapping. Bring up a yawn here. If we bring up a yawn, we really excavate old energy. Stay here and bring up a yawn. I know that I exist in multiple timelines at once, that my soul is eternal and unwavering, and always has the answers as to what is coming into my field and when. And I trust that this is aligned with my highest good and for the greater good of all. And you could put your hands down and take a deep breath in, close your eyes. Just tune into your physical body. It's very normal to feel a little buzzing or tingling in your body. And just get an idea of where you are in that scale of 1 to 10. And you're welcome to share it in the comments. And let me know if there's anything that came up, whether it was a particular memory or a particular sensation physically or an emotion that arose during that process. Because when that happens, we use that information and that data to fuel our next tapping sequence. If we were doing this back to back to back, I'm going to be jumping around because I'm going to go on to Mary's next. But this is how we get deeper and deeper with tapping. As you say, okay, what came up for me? Were there feelings? Were there physical sensations? Were there beliefs? Were there memories that just randomly popped into my head that might not make any sense to you? And that's okay. Just trust that whatever's coming forward is coming into your field for a reason. And it's, of course, wanting to be released if it's coming forward now when we're in the middle of this clearing, correct? But yeah, I would definitely encourage you to take note, jot it down, write it in the comments. You felt hope. Oh, good, Julie. I'm glad. That was more of a general one, which I'm glad that we started with that one because it can be helpful to a lot of sadness. Yes, Mary. That's funny because I started feeling a little choked up at one point too. I think it was that love for the collective. And I know that you've been feeling a lot of the collective's energy and kind of taking that on and feeling this responsibility to heal and clear lately on a wider scale. So that makes sense because that was more of like a collective tapping. Several things did come through. Great, Barbara. Great. You're welcome to share any of those if you'd like, but we are going to move on as well to Mary's tapping. Anger and frustration that is taking so long to get where you want to be. Okay. So just jotting a couple things down. Okay. So everybody take a deep breath in, close your eyes, and identify how you're feeling in relation to this anger and frustration that it's taking you so long to get to where you want to be. I'm sure we've all had that frustration at some point in our lives, and just tap into that and identify how that's coming up in your field now and where you would rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in that. Just allow your breath to keep moving slowly and deeply, just starting to really gently usher this energy forward that we're looking to shift, allowing yourself to feel it, knowing that it's safe to feel it, that we're all here together to support one another through these shifts. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Oh, is that you, Barbara? I've been feeling this like ball in my throat for the past couple minutes. So maybe that's you. Your throat's closed a little. Okay. I don't know that we'll have time to get to that tonight because I have a couple other tappings, but if I can, I'll incorporate it. Okay. I would say, where are you not stepping into your power, speaking your power, advocating for yourself, being authentic to you? Sadness. Yeah. See, this is beautiful because you guys, we're doing work for the planet right now. This is not just for us. We are doing work for the planet. Okay. And you guys are clearing things that might not even be yours. It might just be energy that's moving through your energy field. You're this conduit for energy, right? You're the vehicle. So it could just be moving through you, and then sometimes it's getting stuck. So it's so nice that we have this opportunity together to powerfully shift some of this energy for ourselves, for people who came before us, and for people who come after us. So you guys are all doing such a big service by being here. Okay. All right, so let's go. Starting with the karate chop point. Even though I'm feeling all of this anger and frustration, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I am so irritated that it's taking me so long to get where I want to be, I know that I will get to where I am meant to be. Even though I may have my own judgments about how this path should unfold, I trust the universe and its guidance forward. I know that the universe always has my back. And by releasing this anger and frustration, I am doing a service to the greater good. Take a deep breath here. Make sure your exhales are longer than your inhales, friends. That helps with releasing. All right, let's go. Tapping points. All of this anger and frustration, I just get so pissed at myself. I get so frustrated and really lost in the sauce. There's so many thoughts and feelings surrounding and swirling around me. And it feels overwhelming. And sometimes I just don't know what to choose first. How to prioritize my energy. How to adjust my agenda so it's in alignment with the universe's messages to me. I want so deeply to do the work of spirit, to share and be of service to others. And most importantly, take sacred care of myself. setting aside my own sacred space and time, allowing myself to really sink into this sacred space and time, and to just receive. Just receive the love without analyzing anything, without looking for answers or specific step-by-step instructions, and just allowing my physical being to shift in this energy, to trust that I will be carried to where I'm meant to be, that I am receiving deep levels of love that permeates every layer of my being. I choose to tap into and receive this love now, to integrate it into every cell of my being, into the spaces between my cells and the system of my body, and to surrender any egoic thoughts or agendas, any judgments of myself. I choose to love myself deeply, to view myself the way that spirit views me, with wonder and awe, with love, patience, and compassion, trusting that I am of powerful service, that my energy touches the lives of everyone I meet. I breathe into this power now. Take a deep breath in and an audible sigh. Another one here, another deep breath in and an audible sigh. I choose to wrap myself in a warm hug and gently kick myself in the ass. To compassionately move forward in the way that I am currently meant. Okay, put your hands down, take a deep breath in. And slowly release. Let me know where you are on that scale of 1 to 10, how things have shifted for you, any statements, physical sensations or emotions that came forward during that tapping. Mary, I would love to know how you're feeling in particular and if there's a layer deeper that we need to access with this. Just let me know what that awakened in you. You guys are so good. We have the fear of rejection next. These are good ones. Beautiful. Good. Love the yawning. Yawning, by the way, and I'm so glad you brought that up, Julie. Thank you. Yawning is so it's so common in energy work in general, particularly with tapping, because it really is about us. Think about it. It's like you're scooping with your breath all the way down into your pelvic bowl, like bringing up all that old energy or anything that's kind of settled down, right? I need to keep tapping through this. Being more compassionate with myself came up. Yes, that's what I was feeling too, for sure. Patience. Remember how I wrote something down at the beginning? Patience was one of the things with yourself. Like, of course, you're going to get impatient with the universe if you say, okay, it's been like 3 years. Why hasn't this unfolded yet? Right. And we need to look at your processes. But I think that, allowing patience with yourself along the way so that you actually do come to enjoy the process and respect and appreciate and honor even the negative parts of the emotional roller coaster that naturally show up in this work, you know? And I think that you can be judgmental in that area and hard on yourself, and critical and get so easily frustrated, whereas you wouldn't with somebody else because you're so empathic and patient with your clients. So, being able to have that same level of perspective and compassion for you. Okay, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, just what I needed. Lost most of the knot in my throat. Ooh, good. Nice big yawns. And you guys can yawn anytime you want through these processes, by the way, and come back to this replay too and kind of pause it if you want to stay in one spot longer or, you know, something like that. Also, if none of you are on my email list yet, let me know and I can put the link in the comments because I have a free video training with my email list when you sign up that gives you access to a free creating your own EFT script video training and workbook so that you guys can create your own EFT scripts too, okay? It was easier for me to let go when I was releasing for Mary. Welcome to energy healing, my friend, or just being a service, somebody in service of the universe in general, right? Sometimes it can be easier to clear things that are not as directly related to us because our ego doesn't get as much in the way. I mean, it's just the way it is, right? Our ego is just not going to be as much in the way. So anyway, all right, so let's move on to Kathy's fear of rejection. How many of you have ever had the fear of rejection? I'm sure the vast majority of you have. You can say, give me a 1 in the comments or a hands up emoji. All right. I might combine this with caprices actually, but we'll see. We're going to see what comes up because I just let the Akashic Records boss me around. It's easier that way. And I know that everybody's getting what they need to integrate at the time because you're always going to get what you're ready and you need to integrate. Okay. All right, friends. I need to yawn. I don't know about you guys. That definitely brought up some yawning for me. Maybe it was Jolie saying that she was yawning that drew it forward. But all right, just stretch your neck a little bit, move your body, shake your arms, twist if you need to, get that spine massaged, opening up those chakra centers, opening up that energy channel, and just allow yourself to really, oh, thanks, Jolie, you're so cute. And just really allow this energy that we've been awakening to move around, right? We don't want to bring it up into a new spot and then just have it stuck. So I encourage that after we get off this live, you guys walk around a little bit, shake your booty if you need to, but definitely get this energy moving, okay? All right, so fear of rejection. Yeah, I think we're going to start with the karate chop point. Sometimes they have me just go into the tapping points. All right, I'm taking another yawn. Take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. Identify where you are on that scale of 1 to 10. When it comes to fear of rejection in particular, okay? And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we're going to start tapping. Even though I have this fear of rejection, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel people are going to turn their nose up when I'm my authentic self, I know I will also attract people who are more aligned to my energy. People who expand my passion. Take a deep breath here and release. Jolie, you set me off on a yawning binge. All right, let's start our tapping points. Oh my gosh, what are people going to think of me? What if they think I'm crazy or weird and then they talk about me? And then what does that validate? It validates that all those fears about myself are real. All those doubts about my own potential and my own power. They mirror that back to me. Does that mean it's true? When I rely on the feedback of others, I empower them and disempower myself. I give the universe the message that they are more important to me than I am to me. That I'm really not as deserving as the universe might think I am. That I'm choosing not to resonate with a high level of worthiness. And then the universe thinks that we are not in a co creative mode. And it may get quieter and it may get louder. And the way that we'll know is if we keep our awareness open to receive these messages from the universe, to allow them to be breadcrumbs, creating a path to our soul aligned purpose and greatest good. We are all unique in our personalities, in our communities, and our sensitivities. And that's the reason there's so many of us here on this planet. Because we're bound to find somebody who resonates. Who resonates so strongly with our energy field that we know we are soul sisters or brothers. And this is activating and exciting. And it motivates us forward on this path that might seem strange. And we trust that as long as we follow these breadcrumbs of spirit, the bounty at the end is going to be infinite. And we get to partake of it with ease and humility, with gratitude and appreciation. And we choose to be grateful for this bounty now. I choose to feel into this deep level of appreciation. Allowing it to expand my heart space. And to solidify my foundation. And align with the frequency of love. Put your hands down and take a deep breath in. Let me know how you're feeling. That was an interesting one. Kathy, I'm very interested to know how you're feeling on that one. I love where they take me sometimes. I'm like, ooh, that's random. But that felt powerful to me. How was that for you, Kathy? Did anything come up or were there any questions that came forward with that? Yeah, see, Pamela, you're judging yourself. Why do I keep thinking this? Well, if you keep thinking it, there's a reason. Have you asked your Akashic records, my love? Relate to both Barbara and Mary, self-worth or lack of? Yeah. Vulnerability. I'm so glad you shared that, Shianda, because oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Vulnerability, that's so funny. I didn't actually say the word out loud, but that was like that flashed in my brain for a moment while I was doing, I don't know if it was Mary's or Kathy's. It must have been this last one if you just jumped on. But yeah, that flashed in my mind too. So very cool that you picked up on that right away. Okay. So Kathy, let me know how you're doing. I know you're not a big fan of typing on Facebook Live, so. All right, our last tapping of the night is going to be for Caprice. They are more important to me than I am to me. Love that. Yes, I knew you would too. As soon as that came through, I was like, oh, she's gonna like this one. Oh, thank you for sharing, honey. Beautiful. Good, good, good. Write that down. I'm glad that you put it in the comments. You can refer back to it, but I'm sure it's in some really pretty colored pen in your notebook since you love your pens. Okay, so Caprice. Resistance to presence. You want to feel safe and that your responses are for the greater good, right? So this is like about self-trust. Yeah, Caprice? Yes, you are more important, 100%. First you, then them. First you, then them. I'm just going to go back to Caprice's because I just want to make sure that I feel into the energy of it before I move forward since I read it a while ago. Need to be paying attention to my surroundings to be safe. Yeah, like hyper vigilant, that not being wrong. Oh my goodness. Welcome to being human, right? Not being wrong. Being more safe in the mindful and intentional response. Okay, yeah. Okay. So that's kind of your goal, is to feel safe, right? Okay. Yeah, it's definitely faith in the process, but also in yourself. So, all right, guys. So let's do this final tapping of the night. Thank you so much for joining me. And Barbara, I want to know how your throat's feeling as we're moving through this, if you're still here with us. Okay. All right. I'm just going to take a couple breaths here. I just feel this need to offer gratitude because I feel this is really powerful. I feel a lot of energy moving on this live, and I know that it's because of all of us that are here and what we're bringing forward to shift. And I just want to thank you all for being here and thank the universe for being present for us and allowing this energy to flow freely between us so that we can collaborate and co-create together. Just feel this real need to take a moment of gratitude. And while you are here and you're closing your eyes, get an idea of where you are on a scale of 1 to 10 with this resistance to being present, with feeling like you always have to kind of look around at your environment and check your surroundings to determine whether you're making the right decisions or moving forward in the greatest good for yourself or for all. So get a sense of where you are on that scale of 1 to 10. You can open your eyes, take a drink if you need to. Water definitely helps the energy move, so it's a great conductor of energy. All right, we're going to start with the karate chop point. Even though I'm feeling all this resistance to being present, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm so used to going, and then looking around me for confirmation of where I'm going, I know that I can instead choose to turn within. Take a deep breath here. Going through the tapping points. It's so hard for me to stay present, to really tune in to the nuances of my intuition and catch minor shifts in my energy field as they arise. Take a deep breath here. I want to be preventive. For myself and my loved ones and others around me, so that we don't fall into a state of extreme stress or illness. This hypervigilance comes from a place of so much love. So much love for the world, That I want people to be happy. But I want to make sure that my actions are really serving the greater good, that they're not coming from a place of fear or lack in my own thoughts, and that I can trust the wisdom that's coming forward from my soul versus my mind. I offer myself dedicated time to be in stillness without any distractions so that I can very clearly hear the voice of my higher self that speaks much more loudly than the environment around me. If I take a moment to listen, knowing that my higher self knows me so intimately, past versions of me, the current version of me, and future versions of me. And with this perspective and foresight, I can literally never go wrong. Every single decision I make is the right one because it moves me forward on my soul's path. It highlights the lessons that are meant to be integrated. So I can confidently move forward with clarity for the greater good. Okay, put your hands down, take a deep breath in, and slowly release. Tune in and see where you are on that scale of 1 to 10. Any sensations or thoughts or emotions that might be arising right now. You can put them in the comments when you're ready. And I would, of course, love to know how Caprice is feeling in particular. I'm just going back to her, what she wrote. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Let me know how that was for you. Vulnerability. It's a theme that's coming up. That's the word that always I associate that word with the Akashic records so deeply. And the reason I do is because I always tell my students that that's the space where for me, it's the only space where I feel safe being my most vulnerable. Oh, I'm glad you feel much more grounded, Mary. Thanks for sticking through the whole thing. This was super good for you. I know it's a lot of tapping in one go, but I'm really proud of you guys for sticking through this because this is a lot of energy we're moving, but it's awesome. Oh, good, Shianda. Thank you so much for being here. It helps spark the flame of my desire to be connected to myself and my soul. Good, good, good. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Caprice. So keep in mind that if there's anything that came up that you feel is unresolved in any of these tappings, that's an indicator that you need to go deeper. So again, if you don't already have that free video training for creating your own EFT script, let me know and I can throw the link in the comments so that you guys can use the information that came forward in this tapping to then create another script and go deeper and deeper with this energy or with this area that you want to explore. Okay. So, oh, this was awesome. So awesome. Thank you guys for joining me. Oh, Pamela, powerful energy for others, but lacking energy for myself. Yeah, that's a deserving and a worthiness issue right there. So that would be something that I would first focus on doing some inner child work around. And I believe that you were in one of my courses with me where we did an inner child healing. So I would refer back to that video because I think that would be really supportive for you. Right? I know. What a great way to start the week and enter the new moon in Capricorn. Thank you, Kathy. Tapping is amazing. I know, right? And I don't even spend enough time doing it myself because but I felt this really strong pull to be doing tapping with you guys tonight. So thank you for joining me in it. Um, Beautiful. Okay. So any of you who want that, good night, Jolie. Thanks for being here. Any of you who want that free video training, let me know. And the certification program starts this week for the Akashic Records. So any of you who are feeling called to that space, this feels so yummy to me. The energy is so intimate. The people that are joining this round are coming in with such a high level of intuition and spiritual tools that I know the expansion in this round is going to be even greater than I can consciously even comprehend. I just feel it. I feel it very palpably. So I'm very, very excited to spend so much time with all of these souls who are entering the program. This is the time, right? To take advantage of this cosmic energy where we're leaving behind the old, we're stepping into the new, we're leaving that fear behind and saying, you know what? No, I don't want to spend any more time in my life not feeling phenomenal, not feeling clarity, not feeling amazing, you know, and that you're so deserving of that. And there's nothing that is a more deeper level of communication and message to the universe than to take that step and make that choice for yourself. So please let me know if you have questions about the program. The link is in the description of this video, and I'll also pop it in the comments for you. You're also always welcome to reach out to me individually on Messenger. I love you all. I so appreciate you being here. I am live every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, so I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And I always post, usually the day before on Saturday, what I'm going to be doing because I allow the Akashic records to really dictate what the collective needs. So let me just read Caprice's comment here before I jump off. I read something earlier today about action plans, and I realized that sometimes the best course of action is to surrender. Yeah, and I'm so glad you and I feel so aligned right now because I even just said this to my mastermind folks the other day that, you know, it can feel vulnerable, that word vulnerable again, right? It can feel vulnerable to lean back and just say, yeah, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to check all these things off my list. And, you know, of course I'm going to pay my mortgage and things like that or your rent. But, you know, I can just lean back. Like it's safe to do that. You know, it's safe to trust that we're going to be carried, that we're going to be caught, that we're going to be heard when we lean back. So it's a really, really powerful message to yourself and to the universe. Best to release to some course of action not yet known. Right. Because we always think that we need to know the how. We need to know all those steps. And we can certainly get those from our Akashic records or just over time with listening to our intuition for sure. But to focus less on the how and all the steps and just know and trust that we're going to get there if our desire and our intention and our energy is fully behind it, right? So let me know if you guys have any questions about that. You're welcome to tag me in any comments to make sure that I see them. And I will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.